paid me enough to watch it, to be honest with you. It was a poor display, but we'll come on to that later, I know.
And actually rewind a bit, Fraser, as well. Thursday, your weekend started because you were there to watch Hakin
That's
lift
right.
the West Wales Cup, weren't you, as well?
Yeah, that's right. Covered some miles in the last few days, but it's been enjoyable.
Excellent. Well, looking forward to getting some reaction from Scott Davis to that. A brilliant effort. It does sound like the Hakin celebrations continued into Friday as well, judging by what you see on social media, but quite right too. Tom's in the studio all on his own actually this evening. Hi, Tom. How are you?
I know, I'm missing my teammates here in the snug of the studio.
Yeah, a night off for Gordon tonight. He'll be back with us very soon on the show. Let's get straight to this football match that's coming up, actually, because it's for a really good cause, and it's one that we want to give some attention to. Raising money for the Megan Starr Foundation. It will be a Valero 11 against a Pembrokeshire Select 11 coming up on the 5th of June. The Oggy Bridge Meadow will be the venue. The Pembrokeshire 11 will be coached by Chris O'Sullivan, the Valero team by Steve Parks. And this is a great occasion for raising money for a really good cause, but it also throws up some interesting selection decisions. And from what we've looked at, you've shared the list, and we're going to talk about it. There's going to be some good players on the show.
Absolutely, yeah. Friday night, June the 5th as well. Very good idea, I think. Hopefully you get a sunny Friday evening. Obviously, it doesn't clash then with any kind of cricket or other local sport. So I'd like to think that would ensure a big crowd. And yeah, this Valero side will be no mugs. You know, we've got the list of players available for them that have been supplied by Valero. You've got Charlie Malloy, Milford United, Cameron Thomas, who obviously I would actually have had at left back in the Pembrokeshire 11, given the choice. Scott Griffiths, very good player. Martin Carroll, Connor Hay, Dylan Morgan, Tyler Shield, Matthew Broom, Craig Nicholson, who both won the West Wales Cup, of course, Thursday night. Mark Jones, a third one who did. Gary Power, Billy Davis, Monkton, Gareth Finnegan, Dylan Davis, who was another who would have been very close to starting in the 11th thought for the Pembrokeshire County, at least in contention. Liam Parks, Hakin. There are others. I'm sorry to miss people out, but there is Justin Harding, Hakin as well, Jimmy Russell, Monkton, Jimmy Walker. There'll be a good side.
Yeah, absolutely right. There's some good names on that list, some talented footballers at Valero. So that'll make up one side. But the Pembrokeshire 11, kind of from, if you don't work at Valero, I guess you've got a chance of being in the Pembrokeshire Select 11 if you play across the divisions. That can't be an easy team to select, because there's always this thing when you pick this sort of side, Fraser, that you do want to get some sort of balance. So you want to represent a few clubs, don't you? But you also want to get quite a competitive team out. So how do you think the selection will look for that? In terms of
arguments and debate, there always is. There was when the Pembrokeshire side, I think, resurfaced in them a couple of years ago, and we're playing regularly in competition. Look, I mean, Chris O'Sullivan's in charge. Chris O'Sullivan will want to win the game. I know what Chris O'Sullivan is like. He'll want his strongest side. I mean, automatically, people may assume that there'll be a bias inclination towards Goodwick, in that he knows those players so well. Of course, I'm not sure there will be, to be honest. I think he, like I said, he'll want to win the game, and he'll make sure he puts the strongest team he can for that. But he'll throw up some interesting debates, that's for sure. And I think we're gonna do that now, aren't we? And probably ruffle a few feathers and upset a few people, but it'll be good fun.
Yeah, well, I think we're quite interested to look at who might be in goal to start with. And there was a bit of chat in our Pure West Sport build up to the show in our WhatsApp group, and the name that came out certainly from Dan Metcalf, who got involved. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that. I don't think he'll mind.
No, Dan watches a lot of Pembrokeshire football. He's well placed.
Does.
He's well placed. He actually had Cameron Thomas starting left back, and knowing that he was working at Valero, so he had his research there. But no, in terms of goal, he went for Nick Jones, and I probably just about agree with that. I think it's almost harsh on Rory Williams, who's had, conceded 8 goals. Hakin conceded 8 goals in 22 league games. Stats like that, you can't argue with. I thought he was very good in the final, made one crucial sliding intervention in the first half when Hakin were up against it a bit early on. Nick Jones, for me, the way he played in that Senior Cup final was quick to come out and so safe dealing with crosses. And maybe his experience at Welsh League level as well would probably just about get the nod.
Fraser, just say the team for people who don't know as well. Could you get people watching? You might not be aficionados as much as you are. So who does Nick play for?
Nick for Goodwick, obviously. Senior Cup.
Okay, so I'm going to make a note. So we'll go. So Nick Jones, Goodwick in goal.
Here we go. Yeah.
Okay. Then the back four. I think we've bit of discussion, but the back four, I'll read these out and you can give some comments. So Kieran King, Jay Power, Scott Delaney, and then a left back spot which is available, I think. And Tom does play left back for Broadhaven. So
I've put my hand up from Division 5 to represent this team.
I hope that's been noted if Chris is watching.
Are you naturally left-footed, Tom?
Ambidextrous, drumming background. I'm fine.
Okay, yes. You may have a
very good.
You may have a shout. Right back, Kieran King is a strong shout. I think there's probably a couple of options there. My first thought, although I haven't seen him play much this season, was Sean Whitfield, actually from Tembe. Obviously Sean, very good defender, but his throw-ins as well add an extra dimension. So I think he'll be in the mix there as well. Centre-back pairing, I think Scott Delaney and Jay Power is pretty solid choices from Dan, actually. Again, I think there are plenty of others in the mix. It's hard to argue against a Scott, very experienced, now good in the air. And Jay's had a great season as well at Hakin.
So Scott Delaney, Goodwick as well.
Scott Delaney, Goodwick, yeah. And obviously
we'll go Sean Whitfield, Tembe right back. Jay Power, Hakin. Who's going to play left back then? Assuming that Tom's still got work to do. And I'm supporting Tom's selection. I think that would be a great pick.
I'd like to see Tom there to see us representing.
Yeah.
Maybe I believe they have tuned in tonight. So maybe if they have,
there we go. I've written it down though. So left back Tom Dyer, Broadhaven.
I would also say I should add there in the centre back mix. I think Brennan Devonald's had a great season at St Nationals. I think he'd be a strong shout as well. Actually. Based on form of this past season. Nice. Yeah, left back is an interesting one. There's obviously Josh Wood at Goodwick. Sam Butler was another Dan suggestions, who's been a good natural left back for Tembe over the years. Whether you pick another fullback to play on the left, I don't know, a right-footed one. But I think from what Dan says, he has Sam Butler down as the out-and-out left back. I think Josh Wood is actually a right back, I believe, but he played left back in the Senior Cup final, so I think he'd be an option too.
Okay, all right. Well, I quite like the Tembe double up, two Tembe fullbacks, right and left. Gives a nice bit of balance to that side, doesn't it? So we've noted a couple down there. So I think that the formation that you were suggesting was a 4-2-3-1. So that left.
Dan was suggesting.
Okay, Dan was suggesting that. Were you happy to line up that way, Fraser? Are you a 4-4-2 man?
I've done 4-4-2 for years, but I think I'm outdated now, aren't I? No one does that anymore, so I think I'll have to move on, Ben, from the 1980s.
Yeah, I was going to say you will. I do think you'll cause issues if you don't have someone playing in the number 10 role, Fraser. Yeah, I think he will. So in terms of the two, just in the centre midfield, Jordan Kilby and Jack Britton were the names that we came up with. What do you think?
I think Cameron Brunton was a strong shout playing there as well. Jordan Kilby and Jack Britton, they're a strong choice. And obviously, again, we're looking at Hakin players there, aren't we? Again, so Joe Leahy actually dropped back into midfield for Tembe and started the season very well. But then Tembe tailed off so badly in the last couple of months. I don't know if that will affect their selection. Rhys Jones as well, I think, would have to be somewhere involved in the middle. I think Dan has got him in a more advanced role. But I would certainly consider him in a central two as well.
I think Dan was suggesting Rhys Jones plays in the 10, actually. So just a bit advanced, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll go against him there. I'd actually have Rhys Jones starting there, and perhaps over Jordan Kilby or Britton.
Okay, so we drop Rhys Jones
in the mix. Yeah,
we'd have him playing as an 8. Yeah. Okay. So who would you play as the number 10?
I would potentially. He's been playing as a lone striker for Hakin this year, and I'm going to do a bit of a Kevin Keegan here and find a way to get my my 4 attackers in. Who I want in. I would be inclined to maybe have Ashley Bevan there, and just dropping into the 10. I think, his form this season, I think he's defied so many doubters actually how he's performed at 33, 34. And like I said the other night, the 2 defining moments of Hakin's season belonged to him, didn't they? The winning goal against Goodwick to win the title, and of course the West Wales Cup winning goal with Aaron Hallam then of Tish perhaps in the lead striker role. Whether
as the 9,
Ashley and Aaron are suited to play alongside each other, I don't know. But I think then if you had them almost flanked by, and as I said before, Dylan Davis, I think I would start if he wasn't with Valero. Rhys Darling would have to be up there as well. And I would consider, from what I saw earlier in the season, Scott Fernie, who just suits that wide role so well. His movement's so good. He can finish, he can cut in, and he can link up play so well as well. So I'd be going for a bit of an ambitious attack, I think, of Fernie, Alam and Darling with Bevan just behind. But Sully's clued on defensively. They'll be fine back there, I'm sure. So, why not? Why not go for leather? Go for the throat.
Excellent. I do like that, and it won't be an easy job to put a side together because you're pulling players from across the county, and you do want as much representation, I think, as you can, without jeopardising the strength of the side. Do you? No offence.
Yeah, and it's worth. It is worth remembering. It's worth remembering. Sully's Pembrokeshire County side. He coached Pembrokeshire County side for a couple of seasons, didn't he?
Yeah.
So. He will, of course, that was a few years ago, so there might be a few players from there who are perhaps, have come to the end. But those he will also know about combinations that work then, perhaps. And he's seen plenty of the league as well. So I think he will go with people who've done it before with him as well. He did tend to do that for the county. It's not always about just putting your best 11 on paper together, and perhaps combinations that he knows are well, whether they're at Goodwick or Pembrokeshire County before. But I'd love to know his thoughts on it. But we'll see. We'll see when the team comes out.
I can't wait to see the team. And there is a bit as well, probably, that he will want to be quite strong because that Valero squad is pretty strong, isn't it? They've got some good players.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to lose these games. I played for the Pembrokeshire County rugby side. It was exactly the same thing. It reformed after a number of years, and we were playing Valero. And it was like this then. There were plenty of decent rugby players from around the county out there. It was a very competitive game. I think we came through at 17-10, 17-12. It was actually the last game before lockdown. It was the last game of rugby I ever played. And it was a serious game. You didn't want to lose it, because you were playing against players you knew, and you didn't want it hanging over you that you were part of a Pembrokeshire County 11 that had lost to them. Even though they were a lot better than they probably appeared on paper and what other people gave them credit for. So it'll be competitive. You can be assured of that, and it'd be interesting to see if he does bring experience in there as well for that kind of occasion. Will he bring in someone like, a Ben Steele, who's been playing centre-back for Moncton all year? He's transitioned, done very well. Or whether we'll have experience on the bench, I'm sure he will. But he'll go for a mix, but he'll go for the mix which he thinks can win the game. I don't think it's a case of handing out county caps for fun here, that's for sure.
Excellent stuff. All right, let's just recap then. So we want to give this game as much attention as we can because it's for a great cause, isn't it? The Megan Starr Foundation just do phenomenal. So if you can support this, please do. Friday, June the 5th at the Bridge Meadow. That will be a Valero Pembroke Refinery team playing a Pembrokeshire Select 11. As Fraser said, Friday night under the lights, there'll be food, the bar will be open. It will be a really good atmosphere. It'll be good to raise as much money as possible.
It started already. We've already had a text asking about where's Will Horwath. Yes, Will would be strongly considered as well for the role of Scott Finney. There's plenty I could consider. All right, I'm going to put my phone off now.
Any support for Tom being in the squad, Fraser?
I mean, I think if POS Radio have taking the time to have the discussion, it's only fair we're represented, and Tom was the last active player. I think
I'm pushing hard for Tom to be.
I can't even get a like from the Broadhaven boys, let alone Chris Sullivan. But interestingly, Luke Hayward has liked this video, and former Goodwick down to Johnston. He'll be thinking, "Oh, actually, why can't some Division 2 players?"
Hayward a couple of years back would undoubtedly have been a shoo-in almost, but I don't think he's played too much football this year. He's building for Ironman, so we'll let him carry on running and cycling. He doesn't need football on a Friday.
It will be interesting if there are any experienced heads called up, though. That could happen. I think I wouldn't rule that out from down the division.
No, that is true. And Luke, of course, has been there and done it when Sully was manager, so Sully will know what he can bring. So he's quite persuasive as well. So Luke might have to cancel his training run that night, that's for sure. Maybe.
Excellent stuff.
You mentioned the event. The last time I was at, there was the emergency services match at the Bridge Meadow, and they really are a real great occasion. So if you're looking for something to do on a Friday night, go down because it is really good fun, and it's great seeing these two mixed teams come together. So yeah, it's good fun, and it's all for a good cause.
Yeah, and like you say, you don't get to see a Pembrokeshire Select team play together that often. So yeah, it will be some occasion that. So hopefully you can get behind that. Friday, 5th of June, I'm sure we'll have a bit more on Pure West Sport ahead of that as well. We're going to take a moment. Part 3 tonight, we'll be joined by the Hakin manager, Scott Davis, to tell us all about winning the West Wales Cup in Swansea. What an effort that was. First time a Pembrokeshire side has retained that trophy, so to win it in consecutive years, can they make it 3 on the trot, which would be outstanding if they could. We'll get some details on that, and maybe Fraser will explain why he doesn't want that game being played in Swansea anymore as well. Excellent article on pembrokeshiresport.co.uk. Have a read of that before part 3 when Scott joins us. And in a few moments we're going to just wrap up the rugby season, and we'll see if we can get any stories behind any of the cricket matches that did go ahead. There were not very many as the rain came down on Saturday, so we'll do that in a few moments on Pure West Sport for a Monday evening. We're back in a few minutes.
Eaton Evans and Morris Solicitors.